Alright everybody, this is the start of part 3 of the Yellow Submarine build. Last weekend I primered up the parts I've been working on, which are the periscopes, and might show on the camera, might not, but there's some seam work that I gotta touch up on, at least with the periscopes. That one might show there. It's smooth. But you can still see it, so I'm going to have to do my homework on that, and I'm going to use this Tamiya putty. It's white. I used this on the bat wing, and it's pretty good putty. Primered up the parts that I needed to so far, and then this weekend coming up I'm going to go ahead and get some paint on these parts. The scopes, periscopes, I'm going to probably use red and orange. I'll have 2 of the scopes orange and 2 red. The characters, primer it up real nice. Hopefully the camera will pick that up. And I'll have to paint this by hand. And then the other one right here, get it in right. That one primer it up real nice. So that's going to be a nice job to paint both of them up, because there's a lot of detail there. The propeller turned out really nice. Primered that up, and then this part here I primered up, and then didn't notice it until I primered it, but there's a couple little circles right here. I got to sand those out and then re-primer that. That'll be white. And then these 2 parts here I primered up. Didn't do the inside yet, I'll get that later. But I did the outside, and those will probably be like a different shade of yellow. I figured I'd give everybody an update on the start of part 3 on the Yellow Submarine. And my main focus tonight is to work on the periscopes and clean up those seam lines. And I'll talk with everybody later. Alright everybody, another update on the Yellow Submarine. Over the week I've been working on the periscopes, and I put some putty on the seams. And the putty I use is the Tamiya putty. It's good stuff. Then I got my sandpaper over here, 400 grit and 600 grit, and I'm going to wet sand the seams, clean them up, and then hit them with another coat of primer and get them ready for some paint. Got the others up here, the bigger scopes. You can see the seam work that I did with the putty. So I figured I'd give everybody an update when I'm working on the periscopes. Hopefully this weekend I'll get it all done and get it painted, and I'll talk with everybody later. Alright everybody, another update on the periscopes that I'm working on for the Yellow Submarine. Today I've been sanding the seams. Started with wet sand, then I figured I'll just go to dry sanding the periscopes. Cleaned up the seam lines. May show a little bit up on top here on the back side, but it's smooth. Hopefully I won't have to sand that anymore. I won't know until I hit it with another coat of primer, which I'm going to do tonight. Set up the spray booth and hit it with some primer. But all the scopes are cleaned up. Here's another scope. This is the biggest out of the 4, or the fattest. But you can see it looks like a seam line right there, but I sanded it real good, and it's nice and smooth. So the primer should cover it pretty good. Like I said, I won't know until I set up the spray booth. There's the other 2. Here's this one down here. Sanded it, cleaned up the seams. Same with the small one. And the sandpaper I used was 320 grit. This is 400 grit. And then I smoothed it out with 600 grit. So I'm going to set up the spray booth here in a minute. Hit it with some primer. Keep my fingers crossed I won't have to do no more seam work. I can move on working on the rest of the Yellow Submarine. I figured I'd give everybody an update on what I'm doing, and I'll talk with everybody later. Alright everybody, another update on the Yellow Submarine. Tonight I'm going to be painting the periscopes. Primered them up last couple weekends. Last weekend I double checked and hit it with another coat or two of primer. So they're ready to go. They turned out really nice with the putty work. No seams are showing. They're looking real good. So tonight I'm going to give them some color. This one here gets red, so I'm going with this flat Tamiya XF-7. These two get yellow, and I have a little bit of the flat yellow left, XF-3. And then the small one over here gets orange, and that is X-6. Also the propeller here, cleaned that up, primered it, that gets red. And so does this part up here, if I can get it come off. This is where the scopes sit in the middle, and that gets painted red. So I'm going to go ahead and prep up the spray booth, get this stuff all painted, let it sit. Shouldn't need but maybe one or two coats, and then I can move on with working on the main sub. I figured I'd give everybody an update what I'm doing with the Yellow Submarine, and I'll talk with everybody later. Alright everybody, another update on the Yellow Submarine. Yesterday I worked on the periscopes, painted them. Look pretty good. The yellow I may have to do a little more touch up. This railing that goes on to the conning tower, I painted that red. Don't look like it needs another coat. That looks good, turned out alright. The propeller, painted that red. Get it off there. That turned out really decent. I don't think I have to hit that either with another coat. That turned out alright. The little scope here is orange, and it turned out really good. I don't think I have to touch that up. The flat red over here on the other end, that turned out really decent. Hopefully the lighting will work here. But it turned out good. I don't think I have to hit it again. I mean, I'm using flat colors. Work with me here. And then the yellow scopes, I think they turned out alright, but I may want to hit them one more time. But I think they really look cool. Same with this other one right here. If I have to hit them again, I'll do that tonight. Then tomorrow I'll hit it with a clear coat, and then I'll finish those up soon. They do have decals that go on the top here where the lenses are. I'll have to do some work on that to get them on, because I made them clear with SMD, but I'll figure it out when I get to that. And then also I picked up this vinyl pinstriping. It's Pactra trim tape from, let's see if I find it on the back here. You can hardly read it, but it's like from can't see it here. Let me see. Get it down here. It's from 1/32 to 3/8. So it's from 1/32 to 3/8. You've got all different sizes and pinstriping. because on the sub, and I also picked up some Tamiya 6mm. It might be a little too wide because the sub's got a pinstriping on it, and that's going to be a challenge to do. You can see it here on the instructions. That separates the white to the other colors of the sub, and you can see it down here up above, and it goes around, and then on the other side of the sub. Be a little while before I get to that. I figured I'd show everybody what I'm going to try to do with the pinstriping. But to get back on the scopes, if anything, I'll hit it the yellow one more time. I figured I'd give everybody an update on what I'm doing with the Yellow Submarine, and I'll talk with everybody later. Alright everybody, another update on the Yellow Submarine. What we're working on tonight is this one here, and this one over here looks like he's a captain or something, and then this one's some kind of weird looking character. I already primered him, and the detail looks pretty good. Same with this one over here. I'm going to paint all this by hand. Start with the Tamiya Orange X-6 and the white X-2. And the outside in here, the white part, this will be orange, and then this one here will be white. So that's what I'm going to focus on tonight, getting that painted, and then do the rest of the detail as I go along. So I figured I'd give everybody an update what I'm doing tonight on the Yellow Submarine, and I'll talk with everybody later. Alright everybody, another update on the Yellow Submarine. The last couple of days I've been working on these characters, and they're finished. Here's the captain, or whatever character he played in the movie. And then on the right here is the other one. Turned out pretty cool. A lot of detail for these two little parts that go on the sub. And all right here is all the colors that I used. So if anybody's going to build this down the road, I used the Tamiya Black X-1. I used the flat brown XF-10. I used a little bit of JN Green XF-11. I used a little bit of blue X-4. I used a little bit of white X-2. A little bit of flat yellow XF-3. Used a little bit of flat aluminum XF-16. Used a little bit of flat red XF-7. I used some orange X-6. And I used some flat flesh XF-15. And then I used some hot pink pearl. It's acrylic number 4640. A lot of paint just for these two little figures here that go inside the sub, but did turn out really good. I did also work on the periscopes. All I gotta do now with the periscopes is to put a clear coat on them. I'm gonna let these guys dry for a couple days, or maybe next weekend get back on these and hit them with a clear coat to protect the paint. And I figured I'd give everybody an update on what I've been working this weekend on the Yellow Submarine, and I'll talk with everybody later. Alright everybody, another update on the Yellow Submarine. Last weekend I worked on these two little figures that go on each side of the sub, and they turned out really good. I hand painted both of them. Now here's the other one here. It turned out pretty good. the periscopes. Everything's done, all painted up. The propeller blade back here is done. This railing for the top where the scopes go, that's done. What I'm going to do today is hit it with some Testors clear coat. Double check everything, make sure everything looks good before I do that, in case I have to touch up a little paint or not. But my goal today is hit it with this clear coat and start working on the main sub. I figured I'd give everybody a quick update. Once I hit it with clear coat, I'll go ahead and film that part of it. So I'm going to continue working on the Yellow Submarine. This is a quick update, and I'll talk with everybody later. Alright everybody, another update on the Yellow Submarine. I just hit these guys with clear coat, and maybe the camera will pick up. It's got a nice little shine to it. It's going to protect the paint job. Same with this guy over here. You can see that it's nicely coated. It's going to protect the paint job. Same with the periscopes. Got a nice little shine to them. It's going to protect the paint. I did the propeller in the back, and I did this railing right here that goes on top of the sub, and the scopes are in the middle of it. Everything turned out really good. Taking my time with this. So I'm going to call this a wrap for part 3. I'd like to thank all my YouTube subscribers. I'd like to thank everybody for watching, and everybody have a good day.